going forward, this is going to be the new listing agreement form that we are going to be using at eXp. eXp has drafted this after the NAR changes in commissions, and this is actually valid to be used in 49 out of the 50 states. So we're going to go through this. Now, essentially, the first couple of points are familiar. Of course, the property address, length of agreement, agency disclosure, and price. However, the key differences are the commission fields. So the first thing to note is that number 5 is the commission that we are earning as the listing agent, regardless of whether there's a buyer broker involved or not. Again, the NAR changes state that the buyer broker should be compensated by the buyer. We don't split our commissions with them anymore, right? So essentially, if you're earning 3% or 5%, regardless or in addition to whatever is being compensated to the buyer agent, whether it's a concession or whatever it is, this is your commission. Now, an additional field was added here for unrepresented buyers. So essentially, a question that I've gotten a lot is, what if we're double ending the deal, right? Are we going to be paid the same for twice the amount of work? So on this field, assuming that the buyer comes directly to the listing agent and we have additional responsibilities, we can enter in a different commission amount. For example, we might put in 3% on number 5, right? Assuming that there's going to be a buyer broker involved, and 4% over here on the unrepresented buyer field, assuming that the buyer would be coming to us directly and we're doing double the work, right? So essentially, we're tacking on an additional fee to the seller for us having to work with an unrepresented buyer. Next is the buyer list. So on this commission, listing agreement, if there's an early cancellation of the agreement, there's a field where if the broker gives the seller a written list of the buyers who viewed the property, and any of those buyers purchased the property within a certain amount of days, then the broker will earn a listing commission from the seller. Very similar to the other agreement, except here we're actually providing a list of the buyers, right? Now, over here, we have, of course, authorization to promote, right? This is just stating, obviously, we're going to put it on the MLS, assign photos, right? Here is whether or not we are authorized to disclose other offers. This is kind of checked. I check this no by default. And then, of course, this is like if they want a lockbox or keys, right? eXp really worked hard to make this so that a lawyer doesn't really have to look at it. Everything is kind of black and white and easy to read for a seller, right? Now, an additional form is also provided to us, which is direct compensation from the seller to a buyer's broker. Now, this is a form that is not signed with the listing. This is a form that is signed only if we receive an offer from a buyer's broker, which states that they are going to be paid a certain amount of commission and the seller agrees to compensate them. Then this is a form that allows a seller to directly compensate the buyer's broker, right? Now, this is really in line in terms of length of agreement with the contract of sale of the purchaser, right? This is a compensation agreement directly between the seller and the buyer's broker. And this, of course, is pertaining to the contract of the buyer, right? So there's some fields here like the buyer's broker's signature, but essentially we would put the commission amount that the buyer's broker is getting, which is in their offer. But from the start, we are not offering anything. Of course, with this agreement, as you can see, there's no co-broke offering. A buyer's broker is responsible for adding that to their offer when they make an offer, and they are not allowed to take more commission than is on their buyer representation agreement, which is why we cannot offer anything until the time actually comes that they make an offer. But we do have this on file. I have added this to a new SkySlope template. I can share it. Send me an email and I will send these documents over to you. And feel free to reach out with any questions.